Alright, so this is going to be a video about the Moto E, and at this point we all know you can get cheap Android phones, good cheap Android phones, and I have used the LG Tribute basically as a little backup phone, a flashlight, nightstand, just clock. Yeah, I have a G4 which I'm recording with, but it's always nice just to have something cheap to test stuff on. And basically, another thing you're probably wondering is what's wrong with my LG Tribute that I've been currently using for basically a backup phone. Well, first of all, as you can see the screen, yeah, dropped it. Not even that high. I think I was in the bathroom when I dropped it. And another problem is every so often with the screen on here, I started noticing it a couple days ago. You get this white line down the middle. Yeah, it's not showing up now. The one time I need it to show up, it's not showing up. But it just shows down at the middle of the phone, and it really annoys me. And then every so often I think I can try to get it to happen. I don't think I can now, but it just shows black lines across, like small black lines going this way across the entire screen, and it's hard to read. And every so often I've noticed is if I'm in an app like here and I press the home button, it's not happening now, and then I swipe onto another page, it will show like that icon, the background of it on here, and it will still show that even if I scroll through it. It does really annoy me. Also, if you've kind of noticed, since the screen there, if I press hard enough. But that's all I really had. That's basically what's wrong with it, and time to try out a different one. Okay, so enough of that. This is basically the Moto E. First impressions of it is I like the look of it. It kind of looks like a Nexus 6, a little one, especially from the power button and the volume buttons, which feel actually really good quality. Another thing I'm not liking is no flash on the camera. That's something I did not like right away. Something also from using a G4. I automatically think this little dot here, the Motorola logo, is a power button, even though it's not. It could have been a button used for something, but I don't really see a point of it. But someone would probably think of a use for it. Maybe you could post a comment of what a button here would be used for besides power. I just think it would be one considering I've used the G4. So holding down the power button, and dang, powered by Android, Motorola. This is actually a really bright screen, and it just made a vibration. You probably can't see it because the lighting in here is just not the best, but I'm trying. It looks pretty bright for me. But there we go, Motorola Earth icon. I heard on some of their phones you can actually customize the boot up screen. Currently, probably not this one. This is just a Sprint prepaid phone. And yeah, I'm gonna go through all of this just so you can see how long it takes to start up, starting services. And here's if you want to see comparison. Tribute, Motorola. There we go. It seems like the status bar icons they're a lot smaller on the Moto E, even though they're both 4.5 inches. It just feels like a smaller phone. Not really. I think this is it's activating right now, so I'm probably just gonna have to wait through this. Seems to be smooth so far. There you go. I'm gonna wait till it's fully set up till I can give my first full impressions of it. Something also kind of different is headphone jack at the middle here. I believe the original Moto X had it there, and you also get a charging port at the bottom. Not sure where the micro SD card goes in here. It's something that I'm still wondering if you can take off the back. Probably not because the battery was already in here. Okay, so now it's finally finished. Okay, so it's finally started, and as you see here, performance-wise, there seems to be a bit of lag going through all this, but it's just a setup screen, so it could change. Press next. I'm gonna go probably skip this for now. Okay, so now it's asking for a Motorola setup, just or not Motorola, Google setup. Just set up your Google account just like normal. So setup seems pretty normal so far. Something I've noticed is since we have on-screen buttons, there's actually no home or recents here. It's just a back button. One other thing I also noticed is this keyboard is really nice. It's the Google one. I've used it before, but the vibration in here is actually, I don't think you can hear it, but it's pretty loud. Another thing is you get a keyboard change button here. That's something kind of cool you can do. And yeah, you don't get a home or recents here, it's just back. But I think that's pretty cool so far. There you go, you get Google services normal setup, and something I can notice is the screen's a lot brighter than on my previous phone. Get Google Now, yes I want that. Something I use quite a bit. Moto E is ready to use. I'm not going to migrate now, but maybe later. Probably maybe never, but... And you get your normal... Yeah, it's just asking for me to accept stuff. But here we go. It's just installing that here, and behind that, as you can see, we get a welcome to welcome wallpapers, widgets, settings. You can hold down for that just like in the normal Google Now launcher. I believe it is one. I'm not sure, but okay. Let's see what apps we have on here. Okay. Seems pretty good so far. No problem with it. Performance. New system update. All right. Probably gonna have to update this in a little bit. Another thing I've noticed so far is the wallpaper, or the lock screen, I mean. I'm really liking this style of lock screen, especially the lollipop one. It's this phone so far is working pretty well. That settings screen took some time to open. Let's see which version of Android it's on. Uh, yeah, it's 5.2 or 5.0.2. I'll see what the update does. Hopefully it brings it to a later version of Android, but so far it's working well. No lag that I can see. Volume hasn't been the loudest. Switching between apps seems to work well. I'm actually surprised, man. When I heard about this, I wasn't expecting much from it, but okay, the camera. I don't think I really should try out the camera on a phone like this. Considering the price, that would be kind of unfair to compare it. There's a bunch of Motorola apps on here, which I've heard from people that have Moto X's that those apps are actually good. So I haven't had to clear any apps yet. Yes, I bet if you're doing multitasking, it will slow down the phone. As you see that, what's it called? That slide in from the left kind of slowed the phone down a bit. But what do I gotta say? Keep in mind the price. I'll try to make a full review of this later. But what do I gotta say? I know it's closing the apps out of here. It does bring a bit of lag, but yeah, it still has that recent apps bug from the old version of Android, and that's all I really have to say, and I was used to double tap. So, what do I think of this phone? Try to make a full review of it later, but just from now, from first impressions, you know what? I would recommend this just for basic usage or something just for fun, just to test out apps on. That's all I have to say, and bye.